and welcome to an Eternium video. ANB, Renew Beginning Silver, I think it's Silver 20, starting today. For absolute basics, I think you need a main account character, either level 20 or level 30. I'm sure it's 20. Before the event will show up for you, but once you've reached, it's either 20 or 30, then this icon will appear, which will allow you to take part in the event. It's going to take place over the next 9 days, and we have 9 hours of playtime with the event character in order to progress as far as possible. So as we level up, then we'll start receiving various rewards, and then depending on how far through trials you get, there's more rewards and glory, which comes in even just for reaching character level 70. My aim, since I'm not going to play Frostbeam at all during this event, so I'm going to go with Death from Above. I'd like to try and hit a top 100 for the Medal of Knowledge, purely because they're my favourite ones, just for trying to max out the craziness of this experience farmer on the main account. So let's go and create a hero for the event. We're going with Mage because we're doing Death from Above. Say that for the event, and we'll create. So we start off at brand new character, level 0. None of our champion levels from the main account take effect. We will have a bit of an advantage early on through the medals. They become completely negligible as we progress. But I've covered that in other videos. Immolate is unlocked. You'll notice that I didn't collect any of the daily quests on the main account. I want to wait until this character's level 70 and then go and collect those quests and then run them on the main account, but turn them in on this character so I can get some extra experience over onto the event character without actually having to do the experience farm for a few levels early on. Is that what? Thank you very much. So you see that the dailies don't show up on this character because obviously it hasn't run the main storyline and all the side quests in order to unlock dailies. We'll pick up these daily, the regular quests, and then we should do all the unlocks. So everything is super cheap in ANB events, so I'm going to get full inventory, only 5 gems to do these rows, 10 for that, 15 for that, 15 for that, and 15 for the final one. Only 5 gems to unlock here. This one we can unlock now. We need to level up before we can unlock that 3rd slot. And again, only 25 gems for that. How many abilities do I want? So these are full price still. We'll have 2 upgrading, I think, for, or shall we go with 3? I'll decide. And we'll unlock our companion slots. I am very early on going to grab a couple of healers, so we'll hire those purely because they're going to help with Death from Above. Got 1. Let's get our 2nd. There we are. So these are still full price. They are bound to the character, so if you keep the character at the end, they will transfer back over to your main account, assuming you have a free slot. So I'm going to stick those in here. We'll pick up Marcus for a bit and then eventually replace Marcus with Eileen through story. What else do we need to do? That's getting sold, that's getting salvaged, that's getting sold. I like to make a start. Going to buy 4 of these just for getting on with. We'll pick up some free ones. I'm not going to bother with currency boosters at the moment, we don't need those just yet. And in terms of resource crates, I think 1 of each of those. I'm going to get a bit extravagant here and get the legendary crafters crate, purely because I want to be a bit lazy when it comes to level 70 and champion level farming, so I'm going to grab that immediately. We'll open those. I'll do management of the material stash off camera, because that will be utterly boring for you to watch. We're going to pop 1 of these, even though it's a little bit early to be using a 200% booster. I'm not going to use the main stash or expand this. We can do that for gold, but because I purchased the additional stash, that carries over to event characters, so I do have a fully unlocked stash, so I don't need to worry about spending gold on that. So we need to craft, it's the reason we bought some chests. We need to craft our first set of experience gear. Everything's going to be ephemeral because it has this gold cost reduced by 90% and material cost reduced by 80%. But before we do anything else, let's sell those, salvage that, and we are going to need a bit of gold. So our glory's carried over from the main account, our gems carry over, gold doesn't, so we need to just get a little bit to get on with, and that's going to be enough, I think, to get us to 70 if we're sensible with our crafting. Weapons, I am just going to go with regular sword with haste and experience. And since we can't dual wield those, we will need an offhand. Let's just get a normal tome with haste and experience. Tome or a shield. Armour, just regular cloth armour. Haste and experience. Robe, haste and experience. We've got that already. Shoulders, haste and experience. Pants is movement speed experience. Boots is movement speed experience. Our gloves here are haste and experience. Another advantage of grabbing that celestial crate is that I'll be able to jump in, and what I want is Fire Lily. I want a legendary version. Haste experience, we'll have a bit of, what we're going to go with, fire damage and ability rate. I think we'll fire damage, and let's not waste any more useful things. Bit of life on hit, not that I need any of that. So I'm just going to convert some essences, or some lesser essences up into essences. We can craft a legendary one of these. The reason I've gone for legendary is it'll increase all our damage by 500%. So I'm not going to replace this at all as we level up to level 70. And I'm going to do the same with the Vial of the Wind Spirit. I'm actually going to convert items down because it's going to save on material. It's only one. Oh, we're out of gold through doing that. That's interesting. That's it. No more gems on gold. It's much cheaper to convert those up, to be honest. I'm going to do that. So, Vial of Wind Spirit. On the... Did we do cape? No. So just a regular cape, hasten experience. Regular brace, so hasten experience, and a regular belt. We don't need anything flash going on there. So that should be our first set of gear. I'm not going to bother with jewellery at all at this stage. We don't need it. That Vial of Wind Spirit's going to do a lot of damage, 15,000% weapon damage all around us, and this is increasing 500%, so we're nice and strong there. So what I want to do is start some upgrades going, and what I shall do is pause the video and wait for these to reach level 4. So we shall meet back when that's ready. And welcome back. I decided level 3 will be enough for these abilities. The reason I wanted to level them up, level 3 on Fireball, we get this splash damage, so that when we do the single attack it'll affect all the enemies around the one that we're attacking, so that helps speed fights up a bit. I don't think there's any need to wait for it to get to level 4 before we continue, especially since we have the Fire Lily, so we'll be plenty strong enough. I'm thinking I am going to unlock this. It's 900 gems. It's quite a lot for a character that's ultimately going to be a gem farmer, but we'll do that just so that I can save time later. We're level 2, so no need to do much at the moment regarding changing our gear. Where are we? Ooh. We have a slightly different map for PC compared to mobile. This was changed for the Steam release. People with such a short level previously that the devs went and added all this extra running before we get anywhere. We need level 7, don't we, for Arc Lightning? Ro has level 5 for Frostbolt. I am desperate to get that onto button 1 so I can have Fireball on button 2. We'll upgrade this in the meantime. So here's the start for mobile players for this level. I'm not going to bother collecting anything, we'll just run through and finish things off. Level 5, so we can equip Frostbolt, that's good. Move that over there, that can be sold. I could get better gear, but I'm going to save that for perhaps one more story level before we do anything else. But we can sell that. I also left today's reward calendar item waiting for collection on this character, so I'm going to collect that, but we will save it until we're level 70, so I shall stick it in part of the stash that I'm not expanding. Be able to probably salvage that for materials rather than it having anything that we're actually going to use in it. I didn't do the skills, did I? So we shall swap them round. So I've now got my fireball on the right mouse, which is where I prefer my auto attack to come from. We're only after getting Marcus from this level, aren't we? So we won't run down there and kill those frogs. There'll be a bonus experience from them. Level 7, Swart Lightning is unlocked, but we're not going to use it for some time yet. Only becomes good, I think it's level 7 or level 8 with the... oh no, Arc Lightning's at 12. It becomes more useful once it does more damage and increases your attack speed, but until then it's not much point in taking it. Your fireball is a better bet. We'll take this for now. What level are we? 7. I am going to replace the gear. Apart from the shoulders, we don't need to do them. But we'll get... don't technically need to do this just yet, but it will improve our experience gain a little. Actually, all of that's for sale, isn't it? With the exception of those 2 items, which aren't ephemeral, so we can only salvage non-ephemeral things. Let's push them together for the moment while we craft... oh, I did change the weapons, didn't I? So, sword, haste experience, we've got a level 7. Our tome, haste experience, another level 7. Armour cloth, normal hood, haste experience. Robe, haste experience. Oh, what am I doing going that far back? Shoulders, haste and experience. Pants, movement speed. Get a bit of speed onto the character. And boots, same again. And finally the gloves, haste and experience. I did the weapons, didn't I? So cape normal, bracer normal, and belt normal. Why did I go and craft those? So 7 and 4.1, 8 and 4.1. I'm going to save crafting jewellery until probably level 20, and we'll just go for some basic stuff. We don't need anything too brilliant, but something with experience on will help. Store is going to be junk. So on with story. So it just wants us to have looked at that. So I'm going to run story as far as picking up Eileen, and then we'll run the rest in trials. Of course we don't need to collect apples, do we? Or mushrooms. Duh. Okay, well that we might as well get this chest, why not? Got a lot of time on the clock. Should we get the other chest that's hidden away up here? I don't normally do this, but why not? And end the level. Level 12, so one more story map and we should probably be changing all our gear again, with the exception of the trinkets. How's that looking? I'm going to not do those tidily just yet. We can stick them down there ready to salvage later. So for reaching level 10 we get small treasure. That's not going to give us anything useful. I'm going to stick it in there. We'll open it and salvage the contents when we're level 70. Since at level 70 we'll get level 70 gear out of it. What have we unlocked skill wise? Time warp and arcane bolts and fleet footed. Yes please. So technically we'll upgrade fleet footed and then frostbolt as our next two upgrades. Trolls are unlocked because we've reached level 10, but I want to wait until we've picked up Eileen from here and then we'll have 3 healers for trials. We'll stand on the grassy knoll and fight from distance.
Gold is good too.
Tends to give us good line of fire in all directions, this spot. If anything spawns up there we can hit. Level 14. We're going to hit level 15 after this, aren't we? And then it's Defiler. Is it Defiler next? So we've got our Arc Lightning. Blizzard's going to be a better choice to Frost Nova, so we'll take that. We have Celerity, but that's not going to add too much at this stage. Level 15, some resource crates, very nice. More materials for crafting. Not a great deal in them, but every little helps. The 50 gem crates that we bought at the start are good enough. I'm going to replace this gear now because we will probably over level on the next story map, so do that. When that one's finished I'll throw in Frostbolt. I probably won't throw anything else into those 2 slots while Frostbolt's upgrading. It will only be a couple of minutes with 2 not having any upgrades, which then means I can have 3 things upgrading at exactly the same time. And that turning, collect that, is Defiler. So we continue stripping gear. 3 things to salvage. Ephemeral to sell. So when I said we'd over level, basically you don't want to be 10 levels above the gear level, otherwise the gear isn't really adding anything to you. So we'll get level 15 or higher with this. Level 20, excellent. Hasten experience, 16 tome, not too worried about that. Hood, robe, so it's just hasten experience across the board. Oh, where are we? Shoulders. The only things with any different stats are the pants and boots, movement speed experience. And finally gloves, hasten experience, and we can come down to a cape. Gone bolt before bracer, just through a misclick. So let's get on with the defiler. Kill them just for the experience. Ugh.
For gold and glory, I guess.
We'll need to kill a second spawn of these, and here as well. It's too slow moving on. We do need to kill a fair few to collect all these skulls, so I don't mind going a little bit slower through here.
I don't think this one was ragged.
Ooh. Good amount of experience on this map.
Guys ahead.
Get rid of that. Our Viola Wind Spirit just did a nice amount of blowing up everyone around us. That was very generous of it. I think what I'll do is split this video into two. So once we've got Eileen, we'll stop that for this episode, and then we shall pick up next episode with trolls to get to level 70. So level 20, pick up some dungeon keys. The Misty Island is unlocked. I didn't see what we just collected for that. What did we get? Treasure. I tend to... We've got a book of learning as well. 10 minutes on research slots. I'll save that until we've got 3 skills to go in one hit. We'll throw that treasure up there. Let's just turn that quest in to get rid of those skulls. We'll collect Eileen. How are we doing here? So we've got glass cannon, that's going to be useful later. Mage armor, which isn't particularly helpful for what we're doing. 4 minutes on that skill. I will throw the dungeon keys in here. Throw them down there. Chuck That up there for now. Sell off this. Come through here, we'll collect Eileen. Now if I run down to there, do more things spawn? The answer is no. Viola Wind Spirit took that stuff out. Oh, since I've spawned them. Okay, we'll run around this level with extra Eileen, 3 healers and Marcus for this level only. And we're through. So that is going to wrap up part 1 of the levelling to 70 process. I don't think I have any toughness issues. So here's our new companion. We've inspected. I'm going to throw her straight into the mix. We'll have 3 healers. And next time out we shall run into trolls. Where are we? Level 24, and we'll be up against level 20 mobs on troll 2. That doesn't matter. We'll start off next time. We'll just try and get a couple of rings and a necklace, see what stats we get, and then onwards with the levelling process. Any questions or comments, feel free to put them down below, and thank you very much for watching.